Bro, let me say something most people are too scared to tell you. You're not special. Not yet. You're not oppressed. You're not unlucky. You're not misunderstood. You're average. And that's not an insult. That's a starting point. Because the truth is, most men live and die average. Average income, average body, average confidence, average discipline, average results. They wake up, scroll, complain, escape reality, repeat, and then they wonder why no one respects them, why no one chooses them, why no one fears losing them. Bro, the world does not reward potential. It rewards value. And if you're not valuable yet, you don't get treated like you are. That's not cruel. That's reality. But here's the part that matters. Average is not permanent. Average is a phase, if you decide it is. The difference between an average guy and a high-value man is not genetics. It's not luck. It's not being born different. It's decisions. Daily ones. Small ones. Uncomfortable ones. So if you're tired of blending in, if you're tired of being overlooked, if you're tired of being replaceable, then good, because today we're breaking average, and we're building value. Step by step, let's start with the first truth most men avoid. Bro, you can't upgrade a life. You refuse to evaluate. Most men don't improve because they protect their ego. They say, I just haven't had the right opportunity. People don't see my potential. I could do it if I really tried. No, if you could, you would have. Average men hide behind excuses. High-value men face reality. Look at your life objectively. Your income, your body, your discipline, your daily habits, your circle. If nothing stands out, if nothing commands respect, then you are average. And that's okay. What's dangerous is pretending you're not, because ego blocks growth. Brutal honesty creates power. Bro, average doesn't mean worthless. It means unrefined. It means you haven't sharpened yourself yet. But you can't sharpen something you refuse to admit is dull. So ask yourself, are you in shape? Are you financially competent? Are you emotionally controlled? Are you building something meaningful? Or are you just surviving? Most men never ask these questions. They distract themselves instead. Gaming, scrolling, escaping. Because facing the mirror is uncomfortable. But growth starts in discomfort. The moment you say, yes, I'm average right now, you take control. No more blaming. No more victim mindset. No more waiting. Just responsibility. And responsibility is masculine. From this point forward, everything that changes is on you. That's not pressure. That's freedom. Bro, before anyone respects your mindset, they judge your discipline. And your body is the loudest proof of discipline. You can talk about ambition all day. You can post quotes. You can say you're working on yourself. But if your body looks neglected, the message is clear. You lack control. High-value men don't just think strong. They look controlled. You don't need to be a bodybuilder. You don't need 8% body fat. But you cannot look careless, because your physique reflects your standards. Are you consistent, or are you emotional? Do you train when you don't feel like it, or only when you're motivated? Motivation is average. Discipline is high value. Bro, the gym is not about vanity. It's about identity shift. Every workout teaches you how to push past resistance, how to delay gratification, how to stay consistent, how to suffer productively. That mindset transfers everywhere. Business, relationships, confidence, presence. And let's be honest, when you look better, you move differently. You stand straighter. You make stronger eye contact. You feel less insecure in rooms. Your body becomes armor, not because it's perfect, but because you built it. Eat cleaner, sleep properly, lift heavy, move daily, not for validation, but for self-respect. Bro, high-value men don't negotiate with weakness. They train it out of themselves. Your body is the base layer. Fix it first. Everything else becomes easier. Bro, Muscle gets attention, but skill builds power. You can be in shape. You can dress sharp. You can speak confidently. But if you have no valuable skill, you're still average. Average men trade time for money. High-value men trade skill for leverage. That's the difference. If your income stops the moment you stop working, you don't own power. You own a job, and there's nothing wrong with a job. But if you want to move from average to high value, you need something the market respects. A skill that solves problems. Because money flows to problem solvers, not dreamers, not complainers, not almost ready men. So ask yourself, what can you do that most men can't? Can you sell? Can you code? Can you build systems? Can you negotiate? Can you create content that influences? Can you generate revenue? If the answer is no, then you're not underpaid. You're underskilled. That's not disrespect. That's clarity. And clarity is powerful. Bro, a high-income skill does more than increase money. It increases confidence. Because now you're not hoping for opportunity. You create it. You walk differently. When you know you can generate value anywhere, you're not desperate for approval. You're not scared of losing a job. You're not dependent on one source. That security changes your energy. And energy is felt. Pick one skill. Just one. And go deep. Study it. Practice it. Fail at it. Master it. While other men are consuming entertainment. You're building leverage. That's how you move up. From average to valuable. Bro, you don't become average overnight. You become average through repetition. Small, weak habits. Repeated daily. Scrolling for hours. Watching things that drain your drive. Sleeping late for no reason. Avoiding discomfort. Choosing easy over necessary. One day? Not a big deal. Every day? That's identity. Your habits are voting. Every action is a vote for the type of man you're becoming. Average men build average habits. They wake up without urgency. They consume more than they create. They escape more than they execute. And then they say, I don't know why my life isn't changing. Bro, you cannot build a high-value life with low-value habits. It doesn't work like that. If you wake up and the first thing you touch is your phone, you're already reactive. If you avoid workouts because you don't feel like it, you're controlled by emotion. If you numb yourself with constant stimulation, your discipline weakens. High-value men don't eliminate pleasure. They control it. They don't let dopamine run their schedule. They decide when to relax. They decide when to grind. That's power. So audit yourself. What habits are quietly keeping you average? Is it laziness? Is it porn? Is it constant gaming? Is it negative self-talk? Is it weak friends? Cut it. Replace it with training, reading, building, learning, executing. Not because it's fun, but because it compounds. And compounding is how average disappears. Bro, killing weak habits is painful. You'll feel bored, restless, uncomfortable. Good. That's withdrawal from mediocrity. And on the other side of that discomfort is momentum. And momentum creates transformation. Bro, if your emotions control you, your life will control you. Average men react. High-value men respond. There's a difference. Average man gets rejected. He spirals. Average man gets criticized. He gets defensive. Average man gets disrespected. He explodes. That's not strength. That's instability. And instability makes you low value. Because nobody feels safe around a man who can't regulate himself. High-value men feel pressure too. They feel anger. They feel disappointment. They feel insecurity. The difference? They don't let it drive. They observe it, pause, then choose. Bro, emotional control is attractive. When something goes wrong and you stay calm, people notice. When someone tries to provoke you and you don't react emotionally, people respect you. When you don't overshare your struggles and instead quietly handle them, people trust you. That calm presence, that's power. Emotional control doesn't mean suppressing everything. It means mastering your response. It means not texting paragraphs out of anger, not arguing to win ego battles, not chasing validation when ignored, not letting mood dictate discipline. Because discipline should override emotion. Always. Bro, high-value men are predictable in one way. They're stable. Stable in pressure. Stable in conflict. Stable in uncertainty. And stability creates authority. If you want to move from average to high value, stop being emotionally reactive. Start being emotionally disciplined. That's when your presence changes. And when your presence changes, everything changes. Bro, the world is visual. Before someone knows your mindset, before they hear your story, before they understand your ambition, they see you, and average men ignore this. They say, it's not about looks. It's about personality. People should accept me as I am. That's comfortable thinking. But high-value men understand one thing. Presentation is leverage. You don't need model-level genetics. You don't need luxury brands. But you must look intentional. Because intentional appearance signals intentional living. Start simple. Clothes that fit your body properly. Not oversized. Not sloppy. Not wrinkled. Neutral masculine colors. Clean shoes. Proper grooming. Sharp haircut. Smell clean. These are basics. But basics done consistently separate you immediately from average. Bro, when you upgrade your appearance, something psychological happens. You carry yourself differently. Your posture improves. Your eye contact strengthens. Your confidence increases. Not because clothes give you value, but because effort builds self-respect. And self-respect changes behavior. High-value men don't dress to impress. They dress to reflect standards. If you look careless, people assume you are careless. If you look sharp, people assume competence. Perception matters, not because it defines you, but because it opens doors faster. And when doors open faster, you get more opportunities to prove real value. So don't ignore this layer. Body, grooming, clothing, posture, stack these together. And your external presence starts matching your internal growth. That's when people stop seeing average and start seeing potential. Bro, if you are always available, you are never respected. Average men try to prove their worth by being constantly present, replying instantly, saying yes to everything, dropping their plans for other people, over-explaining themselves. They think it shows loyalty. It doesn't. It shows low boundaries. And low boundaries scream low value. High-value men protect their time because they understand something simple. Time is life. If someone disrespects you, you don't argue for hours. You address it once. If it continues, you create distance. Calmly. No drama. No emotional speeches. Just standards. Bro, scarcity creates gravity. When your time is limited, people value it more. When your energy isn't available to everyone, people treat it carefully. Average men chase attention. High-value men prioritize mission. If you're busy building your body, building your skill, building your income, you naturally become less available. Not because you're playing games, but because you have priorities. And priorities create respect. Understand this clearly. If you don't respect your own time, no one else will. If you tolerate everything, people will test everything. Boundaries are not aggression. They're clarity. They say, this is acceptable. This is not. And when you consistently enforce them, your presence changes. You stop feeling desperate. You stop fearing loss. You stop chasing approval. Because now you operate from choice, not need. And men who operate from choice are never average. Bro, being high value is not just about money, not just about muscles, not just about discipline. It's about presence. And presence is social intelligence in action. Average men talk too much. They interrupt. They overshare. They try too hard to be funny. They try too hard to impress. Why? Because they want approval. High-value men don't chase approval. They read the room. They observe first. They listen more than they speak. They speak slower. They hold eye contact. And that alone shifts the dynamic. Bro, silence is powerful. When you're comfortable in silence, people assume confidence. When you don't rush to fill every gap in conversation, people lean in. When you speak calmly and clearly, your words carry weight. Social intelligence means understanding when to speak, when to stay quiet, when to joke, when to be serious, when to walk away. It's emotional awareness applied socially. Average men react to what's said. High-value men pay attention to what's not said. Tone, body language, energy shifts. They notice it, and because they notice it, they navigate rooms strategically, not manipulatively. Strategically, bro, this is what separates loud from respected. You don't need to dominate conversations. You need to control your presence. Slow down your speech. Lower your tone slightly. Maintain steady eye contact. Smile less but genuinely. And most importantly, don't perform. Be composed. When you stop trying to impress everyone, you start attracting respect naturally because now your energy feels grounded. And grounded men never feel average. Listen carefully. The average man lives for validation. Likes, replies, attention from women, approval from friends, recognition from strangers. He moves based on reaction. If people clap, he feels powerful. If people ignore him, he feels small. That's emotional slavery. A high-value man, he moves based on direction. He doesn't wake up asking, "Do they like me?" He wakes up asking, "Am I aligned with my mission?" Bro, the moment you stop chasing validation, your energy changes. You stop explaining yourself. You stop overtexting. You stop trying to prove your worth. You stop arguing just to win. You become calm. And calm men are dangerous because they're not reactive. They don't chase. They don't beg. They don't seek reassurance. They know their value internally. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The more you need people, the less they respect you. The more you're okay walking away, the more they feel your presence. Detachment is power, not coldness, not arrogance. Detachment means, I want it, but I don't need it. Whether it's money, status, or a woman, you operate from choice, not desperation. And desperation is what makes men invisible. When you stop needing validation, you stop being controllable. You become centered. And when a man is centered, he's unshakable. That's when people notice you. Not because you try, but because your energy says, I'm good with or without you. That's the final shift from average to high value to undeniable. Bro, listen carefully. Nobody is coming to save you. Not your friends, not society, not women, not luck. If you stay average, the world will treat you average. That's not cruel. That's reality. But here's the good news. You don't need to be born special. You don't need rich parents. You don't need perfect genetics. You need standards. You need discipline. You need direction. Every high-value man you admire was once invisible, ignored, underestimated, overlooked. The difference? He decided to build himself when nobody was watching. So now the real question is not, can you become that man? The question is, are you willing to be uncomfortable long enough to transform? Because becoming the man nobody can ignore is not about flexing. It's about evolving. Quietly, relentlessly, strategically, and one day you won't need to announce your presence. The room will feel it. If you're serious about leveling up, don't just watch content. Apply it. Comment level up if you're committed. And I'll see you in the next one. Stay dangerous. Stay disciplined. Stay focused. Because average is crowded. And you were not built to blend in.